New day. It's the coldest day we've had in years. And I've decided to stop working on the front for today, get the rear end sorted, because that's pretty much ready to just put together. And I can do that on a Monday quite easily. So, if you remember, we painted the underneath of here. I put a new brake line in here. I reinforced all of the brackets here. And as you can see, our new link bars are in their nice gloss black finish. So that looks pretty good. There is a washer there. And that's because, you probably can't see it on the camera, where the original bush is on this side, on the outside of the car, on both sides, it had like a bulge inside here. So basically, we couldn't really do it up until I put a washer behind there to flatten it all out. It would just be on the outside edge of the polyurethane, and you want it to crush the sleeve in the middle, and then the sleeve stays positioned and then the bush moves around it. So there's a washer on there both sides. Need to get the rear in, get all that back together, start running the lines, and then I need to measure up for the exhaust, because the exhaust is the next big issue about the rear end. It's not so much of an issue, but it's going to be a bit of a pain in the ass, because you need to know what it's actually going to do, really, because it could do anything, it can go anywhere. Don't want it to hang down loads, and obviously the suspension moves up and down, so it needs to be the perfect position. So I'll show you how I go about that. So yeah, let's make this a car again. This has got to be the most awkward thing to mount on your own. You got the whole axle spinning, you're trying to get your D-bolts in and your block. It's just a pain. I'm not quite sure the best way to go about it, but yeah, just struggling on my own to do one simple thing. Fun. I think we can all agree that it was well worth taking it apart and painting it, because that looks 10 times what it did before. It was proper grotty looking before, and now it's new, brand spankers. Beautiful. I say, it almost looks like I know what I'm doing. So, yeah. Now I just need to P-clip all these leader lines up to the chassis. Then I got some special P-clips for the black stuff. Got these little tiny black plastic P-clips, which go straight over the 1/4" line. So they look nice and tidy in there. I'm just gonna run all that up here, get some P-clips mounted, get it all nice and sharp. And the rear is pretty much done, and I can focus on getting the exhaust to sit around here somewhere. Hopefully we can get it underneath here, because this is now as high as it will go, so all the top mounts are done up and stuff. So if I can get the exhaust to come underneath here, it might even just fit underneath there. We'll see, we'll see. Remember, we cut the original mount off. I can see already that it's not gonna fit. This is the hump that goes over the axle. We need to sort of like come across here. There's not even a bracket holding the exhaust on. I don't know if I took that off or not. I don't know, we'll figure out. Got all the air lines run. I always say this to people, just get them as high as you possibly can, right? And secure them in a nice manner. So, as you can see, we've got them P-clipped to the chassis rail all the way down. Goes over the top of any like big components like this gearbox cradle, straight over the top. And then this side's a bit messy because there's all the fuel lines and stuff, blah, blah. But this side, it's obviously same again, comes back round, follows the contour of the chassis rail, goes up and over, utilizing the same hole we drilled for the top P-clip. Same again on this side, and then follow it around. Same P-clip again, same P-clip over here, on the fuel line, through the original cradle mount, and there is a rubber bush still left in there. So that's like a free grommet. Back into there and into the grommet. Same again on this side, utilizing the same holes that you've already drilled, and then just follow the original lines. Usually your leader lines will be moving up and down, so you have to leave enough slack to like allow the suspension to go up and down. But on our case, they're not really going to move that much because the weight is going to just compress from here to here, and then the leader line is up there. So the leader line is going to move a little bit, but not loads. So that's why there's not any slack on the leader lines as such. So now it's all together, I can sort of start piecing it bit by bit. Got to put the panhard bar on, and then I can get that exhaust on because I've already done the handbrake cables, etc, etc. Yeah, it's going to be one whole thing again. If you remember, we took the bracket off the chassis rail here. That was for the exhaust because the panhard bar was all up and involved in that. What I haven't actually checked is if that is clear of that. Let me do that. I knew it was tight and I forgot about it when I was running that line. It should be clear, but we're gonna double check right now. Miles clear, loads of them. Some time has passed, and before I wanted to get the exhaust done, I needed to get the car set up properly. I'm having some problems with it airing out properly. Bags rubbing the strut. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. I haven't changed anything, but I figured out that the panhard needs to be one turn out. So the panhard bar needs to be one turn out, and then I measured from here to here, and I'm pretty sure I've made this link bar ever so slightly longer, like one turn longer than that one. And that's causing us a bag rubbing issue. It is very tight tolerance under there. If one thing is out of line, it knocks the whole thing out. So I'm gonna give that a go and see if I can fix that. Right, got it sorted. Everything's in there. It looks so good. I'm so pleased with how this thing has come on. It is so good. Look at this thing, man. It's all clean. It's all nicely ran. It all fits. It's all gonna work. Yes. Look at my attach, by the way. I'll be getting it cut this week. So yeah, next video you won't actually see the tash, I don't think. Anyway, need to get the exhaust on. The exhaust is the big part of this puzzle that we need to finish and sort out. And I'm hoping is as simple as I believe it's gonna be. So the plan is to literally just come across just under that axle and then boop up here to where the back box will sit, and hopefully that's all we need to do. Right, so here's the exhaust. It's all one piece. Obviously it slips on for the back box, but the rest of it is all one piece, and it looks like it tucks up quite nicely underneath the floor, which is good. It's a bit ropey, can't lie. The edge of it is rotted off here, so we might have a bit of an exhaust blow. But we move, this gasket goes on there. We've got the original mount right here, bolts to the body, and this is the one that we unbolted, so we need to figure out a new mount for there. Probably cut this whole loop out of here and cut it here first, have a loop over, and then we need to, see where it sits. But I'm going to chuck this on and I'll give you a show of what's going down. There you are, exhaust on there, and as you can see, our mount that's supposed to go up there, we can't get it on because the exhaust is in the way. Right, and that's the finished result. Yeah, thank you for watching. That's the end of the video. No, I'm joking. This is very skinny, proper Japanese, but as you can see, it does hug the chassis quite well. It is a bit long and low just here. It can obviously go up higher, but it hugs it here I think the exhaust will naturally just bend before we need to alter it, because it's not that much different in height compared to the chassis leg. Right, this part of the exhaust mounted. I bent this a little bit with the transmission jack just a second ago to get it a little bit closer to up here. And that's probably as close as I really want to go, because that is the speedo cable. If I could make a really nice fancy exhaust for it, I would, but it's not on the agenda and it doesn't actually need it. So we need to get it as close to this axle here as we possibly can. Like literally, and I'm talking skimming this, but because the axle is, you know, as high as it will ever be, like this will never get any further down. So if we put it as close as we can now on the ramp, when we put it down to ride height, the axle will obviously go up and we'll have a little bit of a gap above the exhaust, but we don't want it to drag too low. And as we know, there's basically no room above the axle, so we just need to get it as high as we possibly can. If we get it pretty much touching but not touching, that's good for me, because we'll never come into a point where they come into contact. So yeah, that's plan. Look at the performance exhaust. Let me jack that down a little bit. Jack it down, let it down. Oh, I bought the most terrible transmission jack, and you have to pull on it. Hang on, I can't do this with 2 hands. My transmission jack is, I don't know if you can see that, it's actually bent. That's because I've basically been lifting cars and stuff with it, so it's not the transmission jack's fault, it's the use and the user. But still, it's not exactly my fault, is it? This is going to be in contact with that. That is not very helpful, is it? That is well involved. I'm trying to go across here. If I angle that, we're going to get that. Oh, I don't want it to look stupid at the end. Oh! I could do a lot of things, but exhaust is not really my forte, I'll be honest. Not too keen on the old exhaust making, because one tack 4 miles down there, the other end of the exhaust, makes the tip move about 4 miles that way. So it's kind of annoying to make exhaust, but that's why people spend so much money getting them made, because they're bloody hard work. But we're not doing a £1 million exhaust, we're doing a custom exhaust. I'm gonna show you my greatest trick right now, so don't be stealing my ideas, but this is my greatest trick of all. Solid bar, love this stuff, all right? Watch this. No, this is not the exhaust. This is not the finished product, but you can sort of put stuff where it's roughly gonna be. And you can sort of see where it's gonna hit. So I can nearly get a straight pipe just from there to there with some finesse. Where my thumb is obviously touching. Tomorrow, I have got some 2-inch pipe in my car, in the Honda, which I did buy for the Honda, some stainless stuff. I think I sorted it. Come back in 1 second. Plot twist. The exhaust is there, but I've been working on the engine. Just put our new old stock Dizzy cap in. I put a new fuel line on it, new fuel filter, buttoned up all the odds and ends. I've filled it with oil, put a new old stock oil filter in there. Dry shafts in, everything's buttoned up, apart from this. I need to put a little cap on there. I've tried taking this out of the water pump, but it's so tight in there, and I don't want to break the casting because I know it's going to be brittle. And the other one is dusted, but it had a little bung in there, so I'll basically just put a little hose on there and block it off, just for the sake of not exploding a water pump, because as you can see, there's no room. but I'm gonna try and get this running now. The lights are on. We've got an electric fuel pump, so it should click on. Yeah. There's fuel going everywhere. Shit. Well, that's not very good, is it? Put a different clip on that. No leaks now. Just had a shit clip that came with it, and apparently it wasn't tight enough. Right, this is a column shift car, and I seriously cannot figure out how to find neutral. So that's fun. I'm gonna put it up in the air because I don't think I could even get it wrong, but I can't seem to fucking put any gears into anything. I don't understand what I'm doing. It doesn't. It turns. Nice. Just let the car down on that dirty oil and it's gone everywhere. I love this game, it's so good. Slammed oil pan, oh my god. Dickhead, proper dickhead. Ugh, such a mess. I just banged it into neutral, look, it's like so easy to go in and out of gears. I only undone it here and here, so it's like it's disconnected up there, but we're clear. So let's try to get it running. Might have like ADHD or something because obviously I was doing the exhaust, I was all involved. And then today I've just not even done anything to do with the exhaust and we're gonna run it without the back box connected, so just going with the flow realistically. On my really slow ramp. You're balanced on my welder now, so hopefully I can edit the screen straight. This is the first trial start. Well, the battery's dead. Jump back. Try again. I broke the ignition again. We have a dance from the distributor cap, or the dizzy. What is going on? I'm gonna pull that and I'm gonna have a look, obviously. Oh look, it's like proper loose. I remember it was loose in the other engine as well. Maybe there's a distributor problem. So, some time has gone past, right? I think the last clip I filmed, the distributor was doing a bit of a dance, and I changed it for the one that came with the new engine. So changed that, put it in, trying to find out what the firing order was, found that, then trying to find top dead center, managed to find that, and after many attempts, basically the top dead center and like the timing marks on the pulley do not match up to what it should be putting down. So we've been fucking about. Ryan was just here and basically it wasn't running. It was getting close, but then what I've ended up doing was just basically flooding it while we're trying to get it running to get the timing right. Get the timing where I think it's right now, because what I ended up doing was putting the dizzy in 180 out. So I did that. Finally got it to a position where it sounds like it's going to run. And the battery died and I flooded it. So, you know, that's good. Loads of fucking about. And it's because the timing marks on the pulley and what the distributor's telling me just ain't adding up. Don't know if the front pulley is actually keywayed or not, but it's not living it. It's not loving it. So yeah, I'm gonna clean the plugs up now. The brand new plugs that I just put in, clean those up, get a good spark on them. Put the brand new plugs back in when they're not soaking wet with fuel. An easy start and all that sort of stuff. And then from there, it might be time to fire it up. It's been a bit of a nightmare and it's not been playing ball. And the manifold is 100% leaking. But let's see. See if we can get it to work. Motherfucker! It's there, but it's not. I love old shit cars, mate. It's well fucking fun. I like the bit where they don't work. That's really my favourite. This car is fighting me. So any little engine should be simple, right? Not today. Just fucking done one last turn off camera, and he fucking turned it on. Bastard thing. We're so close. That's a two-hander. Timing is out, but I need a free hands. Fuck. I need to turn the dizzy, turn the key, and do the accelerator all at the same time. Your mum, man. Your mum. Right, if that's going to be a decade on the front, let's go back to what we was actually doing in the first place. Got this 2-inch stainless for my white Accord when the exhaust fell off, and I just had it laying around. So I'm going to just cut a length off of this, make it fit that pipe straight underneath. Jobs are good un. Straight to there. So, we want to bring that bit of exhaust up. I've drawn where I'm going to hit it with a hammer, and that's going to be that. All the best exhausts are made like this. Yeah, looks bad. look at that. I think I've outdone myself there, to be honest. Would you look at this? We can actually go a little bit higher. If we do that. Yeah, we can go a little bit higher. Let's jack it up. Oh, beautiful. Fantastic. Okay, it's a little bit tight there. Let me just drop it. Oh, beautiful. That's what we want. That's the money right there. And the exhaust is nearly straight. I'm gonna just do a bit of that. But yeah, that is how we're doing it. Me and Ryan have already spoken. This probably getting another exhaust from somewhere else at some point, but for now we just need it to not be straight open. So yeah, I'm gonna weld that big gap out there and make it not make loads of noises. Yeah, looks mint. Look at that tiniest little gap. Woo. That's how close we want it, because it's never going to come any further than this when it's on the ramp. And we don't want it to hang low. Look how high that is compared to like the chassis rail is like here. It's about the same. It's good, it's good. While I got the welder out, and I'll show you what I've been die grinding out. Look, this lip here, just cut this sliver out of here. This was like out here, so just cut it, move it back in, weld that together, and then just smooth it all in. Nice. So now we've got 2 battery chargers going. I'm obviously letting it settle itself and think about what it's done. I found a pipe for the vacuum advance. This horrible, crusty, rusty pipe here, it is clear, but it was like part of all this parts bin. It was actually on here. That is obviously the manifold and stuff that came off of this engine, but this carb is different to what we've got on here. This is a different carb that someone's botched on there. And I had another vacuum advance to the Dizzy. The other Dizzy, where is it? Here. This is like a different Dizzy. So it's got a vacuum advance on there, which is why it could use that black pipe. And the other one just threads into here. But this Dizzy obviously was bent. Not quite sure why, but yeah, it was basically bent. So we put the other one in. And now, I think, once this is charged, it should start. It should start. I'm hoping. I really am hoping. Come on! Oh, good. Not my phone! If that would stay there, that would be fucking great. It's not charged enough. Also, while I'm waiting for all this stuff to charge and we can give that final go, I must alliterate that that exhaust is not the final product. That is a temporary measure because I mean, it's Tuesday now, and we want to be driving this on Friday because we want to film the rest of the episodes for Airlift. So that needs to be finished. It needs to be running. It needs to not be screaming. And obviously, ideally, it needs manifold back. The back box has got a hole in it. It's rotten around the back of the manifold flange. And then there's no point adding to the rest of it, so it needs like a new exhaust, but that's a temporary measure. See if we can drive it, test drive it, whatever, and then from there, it can get a new exhaust at a later date. But anyway, the next clip, you're gonna see this running, promise. 2. Yeah, so it's trying to fire. The timing is about there. It just doesn't want to fucking know. Just does not want to know. It's doing my head in, to be honest. Backfiring through the car, so it's a timing related issue. It just doesn't want to know. Why doesn't it want to know? Every time I turn the dizzy, it's close, but it's not. See, that's miles out. I looked at people's pictures as well, just to see whereabouts their dizzy is. And their dizzy is in the same position as where mine is. So, I don't know where it needs to be. Why? Voltage too low. Can't even do the fucking electrical side of things while the engine doesn't run. Modified upper control arm, so it's straight. Right, next day. You. So the entire day yesterday, right, I thought I was going mad, right? Tried everything, new dizzy, firing order, done all the procedures you'd think makes this good, right? Made sure I had the firing order in line of what the engine says. 1, 3, 4, 2. One, 2, 4, 3. Yes, I spent an entire day trying to get this car running with the firing order it says on the engine only to find it's the wrong one. What a complete waste of my fucking time. Fuming. Anyway.
Yeah, you'll have to change the front trim stores because you can't see.
Right, let's get it down. Try again. Woohoo! So, this engine, bit of a rattly old piece of shit, but basically it's getting no oil pressure, and pretty sure that's what happened to that engine down there. Basically the dizzy drive is run into the oil pump, and there is like this much contact to the oil pump, so you can put the dizzy drive in and it latches onto the cam and it will work and you'll get a spark and the car will run, but it will be this far away from the oil pump unless you proper get it in the perfect position, and then talking like minimal amounts. This is the old bent distributor. That is how much it actually comes into contact, which is the thickness of this clamp. So if you've not got the clamp like compressed, because that obviously compresses as soon as you press on it, that ain't coming into contact with the oil pump. But obviously there's no information on this engine at all until you go online and find out, like if you dig really, really deep. And we wouldn't have known the oil pump was driven by the distributor until we had the oil pump apart, sump off, everything like that. So yeah, bit of a head scratcher, I'm not gonna lie. But it starts, it runs, it idles, it's holding temperature. Probably needs the valves doing. It's an old pushrod engine, so that can happen at a different time. The oil, the exhaust has obviously got a leak, which you can hear. But it runs, it's together. Finally, it was a stressful day. We thought the engine was dead, but we sorted it. There were so many different things on the engine that led us to believe that the engine was fucked. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, that's what it is. That is the end of the video now. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.